don't know how I feel about this, bro. What do you think?
Walk away, walk away.
Yeah, no, this. Yeah, no, I don't like this.
Walk away.
You don't.
Like 30 seconds. It's a good song. We're gonna skip a little bit. So
Does it have words?
it does.
Wow,
Okay. What do you think?
that is a very interesting song.
Current music taste would be probably a little bit of everything, a little bit of country, a little bit of pop. We've got 3 daughters, so there's always pop going in the vehicles when they're in the car. The Cure, when I think about the Friday I'm in Love song, just upbeat, positive, just kind of a feel-good, silly song.
Awesome.
Hello. So today, me and Dom here are going to be talking about The Cure and their 1989 album Disintegration. So The Cure, for some background, they're an English band from West Sussex, formed in the late 70s, 1976. And they're known for a lot of their material, such as Boys Don't Cry, around that era, late 70s, early 80s. And yeah, where they came out of a scene along with a lot of other bands such as Joy Division, New Order, a lot of synth pop and gothic rock sounding bands, also like a Bauhaus, also from England. And yeah, so Dom, take it away.
So we'll be doing a specific album released by The Cure called Disintegration. So they released this album in 1989 after they had released a previous album that really hit it big in the top 100 Billboard. They had quite a few songs that really hit it off, got a ton of radio play, and really took The Cure from really not being well known at all to being very well known. And Robert Smith, the frontman for The Cure, did not like that. He didn't want to be known as the pop band. He wanted to be different. He wanted to have a unique sound. So they actually wrote this album in kind of contrast to their previous album, which was really pop. So they came out with Disintegration.
Right.
So we'll be going over a few songs that we liked, and then a few songs that are a little weaker, still good songs, but maybe not as strong as the other ones. So the first song that is strong is called Pictures of You, which is my personal favorite song released by The Cure. It was written by Robert Smith after his house had actually gotten burned down in a fire, and he found pictures of his wife. He just wrote it about that nostalgia and kind of devastation of going through all that debris and just fire, stuff that got burned in a fire, and just wrote it through love for his wife. And yeah. So, next, we're gonna go into a song called Love Song, which is a pretty simple song, just a couple verses, not a whole lot of crazy lyrics. Just wrote it for his fiance a couple years before the album was released, just about how much he loves her and makes him feel at home. Yeah.
Right, so my personal pick for one of my favorites on this album is called Plain Song. Now this song is very interesting because of the way the lyrics are very representative of how Robert Smith was feeling at the time of writing this song. He talks about the rain and a lot of the stormy, cloudy, very depressing weather, and it's used kind of as a way to show what he's really thinking about, which is well, very sad things, a lot of depression. There were a lot of not good circumstances surrounding this album, and it just all around kind of not very happy. So from here we're going to go on to some weaker cuts on this album, the track listing. So I'm going to start off with Homesick. Now Homesick, while necessarily it's not what I would call a bad song, it doesn't exactly fit with the rest of the album, because actually after this album was released, Disintegration back in 1989, Robert Smith was planning on breaking up The Cure or leaving the band, which either way would not result in a very great future for them. So he kind of references this in the lyrics of this song, and considering it didn't really follow through, it kind of makes it seem kind of strange and awkward. However, the song still holds its own, and it's definitely not a bad cut.
So my personal pick for a weaker song is their track called Untitled. So it is by far the most incredibly depressing song on the album.
Definitely.
Robert Smith couldn't even give it a title because he couldn't come up with a single word to summarize how kind of depressed he was. And it's just straight lyrical agony, just a pretty sad song. So that was my pick for their weaker ones.
Yeah, so this album overall is very, it's definitely a departure from The Cure's previous music, which even to this day, a lot of that music is what they're more well known for, and also some albums that came out after this, such as Wish. But this album is definitely one of The Cure's darkest, and they still retain, a lot of their original sound, but the lyrical matter is a lot deeper, even for them, and a lot darker than a lot of their previous work.
Yeah, The Cure has a way of kind of taking these, really sad and dark and meaningful lyrics, but putting them in front of kind of uplifting, happy, synthy music, which not very many bands can do and won't do really, because they're very unique sounding when it's got those really dark lyrics about depression or whatever Robert Smith wants to go into, but put behind, kind of a happy feeling song, or if you don't pay attention to the lyrics, you think it's actually a very uplifting song. So.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things that makes The Cure a very special and important band. Just that very unique factor to their music that I think is probably one of the reasons why they're still relevant to a lot of people today.
Yeah, that's The Cure.